Ever say to yourself, I should have known better? I should have seen that coming, or worse. How could I have let this happen to me? Does that sound familiar? Because you know what that is? It's called self-blame. And notice when that happens, when we do that, and if we can label self-blame, we can put a word on the lie. And it is a lie because it's not the truth. You can think of it as a scar tissue that's kind of left behind after somebody ripped your identity apart or shattered your sense of self, identity, and even your autonomy. Because when you live under constant manipulation in a toxic environment with toxic people, you learn to stop trusting your own identity, your own sense of self. And maybe you find every decision that you make, every doubt that you have is a failure of your own creation. And you ended up what? You took a lie that you told yourself and then you looked for proof that it was true? It's not. That lie is not the truth. And you know this about self-blame. That voice in your head that blames you for everything, that's the voice of a toxic person that you let into your mind and let it infest your self-worth and almost turned into like a parasite. Because it's an echo of the person who needed you broken to keep you in control. And here's the cut that we all have to make with self-blame. Because every time you call out a self-blaming thought, that voice inside your head, that self-blame itself, it weakens. And every time you say, no, that's not mine, that's not my voice, not anymore, you're reclaiming a piece of yourself. You reclaim a piece of your autonomy back. And what you're going to find is piece by piece, self-blame lifts. And it doesn't happen all at once. It actually happens by noticing it again and again. Because by doing that, what we're doing is we're keeping it from running this old survival program. And in time, what you're going to do is you're going to remember that your identity was not lost. It wasn't. It was always there underneath all that toxicity. And you realize that your voice was never lost. What happened? It was stolen. It was taken from you. And guess what? If it was taken from you, you can take it back. And you are taking it back. Every time that you do something that's nice to yourself, that's kind to yourself, self-care, when you actually take the time and you do the holding, when you're kind to yourself and label the lies of your worth as being given to you by others and not as yours, right? Because what does that mean? That means it's like you're seeing through the lie. You're seeing through the delusion. And on the other side of that is truth.